Hi Mum, does your relationship with your daughter feel stuck? Like you're standing there in treacle? Like no matter how hard you try, the eye rolls, the slam doors in your face, the screaming at you and endless whatevers make it feel impossible to connect. I get it. 100% I've been there, exactly where you are right now. In today's episode, I'm helping you to turn that around by uncovering what's really going on beneath your daughter's behaviours. When you understand what's behind her actions, you can better support her, reconnect with her and move towards a thriving relationship together. I'll also share a powerful journaling practice that will help you set the foundation for a connected year ahead. So welcome to the Teen Whisperer, the podcast for mums of teenage daughters who are trying their best to figure out this whole, teenager thing without completely losing the plot and to thrive through the drama and confusion, not just survive. So I'm Rach Friedley, a parenting coach and mentor, and I help mums just like you build stronger, more connected relationships with your daughters by understanding what's really going on beneath all those behaviours. So today, we're diving into something that so many mums overlook: reflecting on yourself. While your daughter's behaviours can drive you completely balmy, how you respond to them often stems from what's going on inside of you. When you take time to reflect on your own needs and values, it becomes so much easier to support your daughter without getting stuck in those endless cycles of frustration, guilt, behaviour patterns, and of course the way that we were parented ourselves. And don't worry, I'll guide you through it step by step. So grab a notebook or that scrap of paper that's sitting on the kitchen counter and let's get started. So first of all, how does it show up? Let's talk about disconnection. It might look like that constant arguing, her shutting herself in her room, or you avoiding those conversations, or avoiding her because it always ends up feeling bad and alienating you from one another. In your mind, the thoughts, that might be ruminating round and round and round. Why won't you just talk to me? What have I done wrong? Why does everything I do seem to push her away? Am I even getting this parenting thing right? And I feel like a failure. I've got my hand in the air right now because those are things that were going around in my head too. And emotionally, if that's not bad enough, there's the emotional side of things as well. There's frustration, guilt, sadness, and maybe even that sense of loss because you missed that girl that you used to be so connected to, who used to look up to you, who used to do things with you. Where's she gone? But here's the thing, all of these behaviours are normal. Disconnection does not mean failure. It just means something needs attention. And that starts with recognising what's going on for both of you. So your daughter's behaviours, the eye rolls, the outbursts, the withdrawal aren't random. They're signals from her body and brain that she feels uncomfortable in the situation she finds herself in. Her brain is still developing. The prefrontal cortex, I talk about this quite a lot, which is the part responsible for reasoning, organisation and emotional regulation, isn't going to fully mature until her mid-20s. Now, before you go, oh my God, how the hell am I going to cope? I've got help. I can help you with this. In the meantime, add pressure, hormones, periods, 28-day cycle in inverted commas, energy cycle, social pressure, social media, the constant buzz of the digital world. And it's no wonder her emotions sometimes spill out in ways that feel explosive against you or self-destructive against herself. And here's the kicker. Your own stress and unmet needs can amplify those moments. When you're tired, stretched too thin or doubting yourself, it's so much harder to stay calm and connected. This whole podcast and actually all of this Teen Whisperer work is based on my experiences as a mum and what I found to help. This is why taking time to reflect on your needs and values is so powerful. When you understand what's going on for you, you can show up with clarity and compassion rather than frustration and anger. So when I'm talking about reflecting on your own needs, are you being seen? Are you being heard? And are you being valued? So the answer to those three right now within your relationship with your daughter is no. Because she's not seeing you, she's not hearing you, and she's not valuing you. And that's tough. It hits you at the very core. But it's also a reflection on her. Are you listening to her? Are you seeing her? Are you hearing her? And are you valuing her? Remember, our daughters learn by what they see. So if you want to see those types of behaviours in her, you need to mirror those behaviours. So then she reflects them back to you. So here's some food for thought. A study from the University of Minnesota found that parents who model emotional regulation and self-awareness are more likely to raise teens who can do the same. So as I just said, model the behaviours you want to see in your daughter so she can see you doing what you want to see in her. Yes, I know it sounds like back to front psychology, but it works, believe me. And according to the Harvard Center on the Developing Child, strong relationships with a caregiver who is attuned to their daughter's needs, to their teenager's needs, are one of the biggest predictors of long-term resilience. If that's not enough, I don't know what is. So reflecting on your own emotions and actions isn't just self-care, it's a vital tool for fostering connection. So let's dive into that simple journaling exercise I promised you at the beginning, which helps you to reflect and reconnect with yourself. So number 1, create space. Have a safe space within the house. Like you can say to your daughter, I'm going to my safe space now. That means you are on your own. So find a quiet moment after your morning coffee, before bed, or whenever you need to do it within the day. Grab a notebook and write the date at the top of the page. Yep, I did say it was simple. Number 2, ask yourself these 3 questions. What's going on for me right now? So what emotions or thoughts are coming up in my head? What do I need? So do you need rest, time to yourself, or support from a friend? And what really matters to me in my relationship with my daughter? So think about your values, your love, your patience, your connection. And also, as an extra question to those 3 questions, what is this behaviour reminding me of in my own childhood? Number 3, take 5 minutes to just free write. Don't overthink it, just let your thoughts flow onto the page. Set a timer and just write. Don't worry about punctuation or writing in sentences, just do a brain dump, which literally is a chance to get your thoughts out on paper. It stops them from ruminating round and round in your head all the time. This isn't about perfection, it's about clarity. So when you take the time to reflect, you'll find it so much easier to approach your daughter with understanding rather than reacting out in frustration. And that extra question I asked at number 2 about what it was in your own, how you were parented, is showing up. What it was in your own how you were parented, your thoughts about it. You may find that there are patterns that are being repeated from your own parenting, how you were parented. So when, for example, for me, my dad used to scream blue murder at me. And I would feel at a loss, I'd feel scared, I'd literally feel all those feelings within me. That's an emotional memory. And sometimes when you're having that reaction with your teenage daughter, your body takes you all the way back there to when you first felt that emotion, to when you felt that scared. But we can break those cycles together. So, want more tools to build a thriving relationship with your daughter? Download my free guide, Raising Confident Girls in a Digital World. It's packed with practical tips to help you lead your family with confidence, love and purpose. Or check out my Insta or Facebook pages, as in the link below. And want more tips just like these? Well, sign up to be one of the first to hear when I release a new episode every week. Disconnection isn't the end of the story. It's just a signal that something needs connection and that something needs attention. By reflecting on your own needs and values and recognising what's behind your daughter's behaviours, you can start to shift from conflict to connection. So remember, her behaviour isn't personal, it's a signal. And when you approach it with curiosity rather than frustration, you'll find new ways to connect and thrive together. So thanks for spending time with me today on the Teen Whisperer. Let's keep building those strong, connected relationships one small step at a time. And as always, let's be proactive rather than reactive. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.